Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. And today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Muzan. Muzan was not really known for his temper. Once it was done in his head that someone just had to go and leave the mortal world, then he did. It was as easy as that, and frankly he felt no remorse for it either. He only stopped doing that so much because of you. But it's not because he feels bad. That would be kind of funny though. Feeling bad for all those people? He could not. But someone who got on his nerve, they were bound to have a very gruesome death. And as such, seeing someone who annoyed him so deeply and opposed the danger to you, it made him want to take action. At first, he tries not to, but the guy takes it so far. He starts getting close to you and talking to you, and as he reaches out to touch you, Muzan decides that he's not having it. Lion, please go ahead without me. Muzan, it's fine, we can just go ahead. Go without me, and I will follow you, he said, and there was so much in his eyes that he didn't say, but he knew there was no changing what he had in mind. So, you hesitantly walked away, and Muzan watched as the fool tried to follow you. And that's when you attacked him. He actually went a little bit ballistic with this. I cannot describe how it was, but there are no remains that can be used to tell who this guy was, except maybe some fabric. Regardless, while he waited outside, he knew it was not going to be very good. And as Muzan came to walk towards you, cleaning the splash of blood with his hand, he knew what had happened, and he knew there was going to be a lot to do if you wanted him to improve. Meanwhile, Muzan was quite proud of himself on ridding society of another past that was quite useless, and he actually did not care about getting rid of way more in the future. Muichiro. Now, Michiro is very nice compared to Mizan. Actually, just about everyone would be nice considered that Mizan is, well, he sets the bar quite low. That's what. When Michiro sees the other man looking at you weird, he knows something's up. But he tries to leave it to its own. He doesn't need to intervene if nothing's happening. He goes away for a moment, and he feels stupid for doing so, because when he comes back, the weird man is marching towards you, reaching out to put a hand on your shoulder, as you say multiple things that Mitsu can't make out, because his head is so clouded with anger and rage. And before you could even just process what's going on, he's holding the guy by the scruff of his jacket and pinning him to the wall. What do you think you're doing? The guy was frozen, Mitsu's speed stunning him into silence. And you were there, close to tears in the background, and that only amplified his anger. You couldn't say anything. You couldn't tell him to stop or not to stop. You couldn't even tell him what happened, because you were so shaken by the encounter. But Muichiro did not need a single thing to be told, because he knew what to do. He had immediately slammed the guy into the wall one more time, whispering into his ear and threatening him. And he did punch him. Just a really good punch. You know, just for the sake of doing that. He had given him a warning, and if he sees him doing something bad again like that, it's going to be the last time he ever does it. And the guy has the freedom to interpret it however he likes. But Waiter's words have one meaning. Regardless of that, he goes back to you, putting an arm around your waist as he leads you out. It'll be fine, Lion. You're okay. Let's go home, yeah? and then we can relax. You nod, moving closer to him, wanting to be away from there as soon as possible. Tengen. Tengen's really angry that someone had the audacity to think that they could do that. He hates people like that. People who harass others. People who just don't know when to take a rejection and when to take no. No was a good word. It was a very easy word, formed of two damn letters. Yet it seemed so hard for some simple men to understand. And that's why he feels as though there is no other excuse that they could make that would quell his anger. And as such, when he gets out of the store while you're waiting for him outside, and he sees that man trying to touch you, he immediately punches him. And he looks enraged. It's a type of angry I've never seen on him, and quite frankly, it's scary to look at. He hurls a lot of insults at the guy who was now curled up on the ground, begging for forgiveness. But begging was not going to be enough. It was not going to be enough for anything, because Tengen is enraged with what happened. The sheer audacity and shamelessness that people have these days. But it does take you holding him back, physically, for him to stop punching the guy. And then, when his attention lands on you, it stays there. Are you alright, Ryan? He didn't do anything to you, right? Did he say something wrong? I could punch him again if you need me to. It's fine. He did just fine, Tengen. Thank you. You say, you're quite tired yourself. The encounter really making you upset, and many other things that you cannot name. But you just want him to be close right now. You want to feel safe, because you were not going to lie that kind of scared you a little bit. And you wanted to feel Tengen close to you. You wanted him to hold you, and you wanted the safety of your home more than anything else. And you can read that all from just your eyes. It's alright. I'll be out of here soon. He holds your hand, squeezing it, and eventually he settles on just carrying you in one arm. It's kind of odd, and quite distracting from what just happened earlier, and he knows it is. Well, he's a really good boyfriend, and you've got to treasure that.